Good morning, everyone. Today's topic is cultivation of garlic. The scientific name of garlic is Allium sativum and it belongs to family Alliaceae. Garlic is an important crop. It is mainly used for flavoring and seasoning vegetables and meat dishes. Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Odisha, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, and Rajasthan are major garlic growing states in India. More than 50% production, however, comes from Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat only. The area, production and productivity and per capita availability of garlic have improved considerably. Indore and Mandsaur in Madhya Pradesh, Angul in Odisha, Junnar Taluka in Maharashtra, Mainpuri, Eta and Etawah in Uttar Pradesh, Sikar, Jhunjhunu, Ajmer and Udaipur in Rajasthan are major garlic growing pockets. In India, smaller cloved garlic varieties are being grown in plains. Recently, excess larger cloved garlic cultivation has been introduced in North Indian plains and Madhya Pradesh. Larger cloved garlic varieties are also cultivated in Himachal Pradesh and Nilgiri hills. Climate and soil for garlic cultivation. Garlic grows under a wide range of climatic conditions. It, however, cannot withstand too hot or too cold temperature. It is frost hardy, requiring cool and moist period during growth and relatively dry period during maturity of bulbs. Bulbing takes place during longer days and at high temperatures. Exposure to low temperature subsequent to bulb formation favors the process. Garlic can be grown well up to 1000 to 1300 meter above mean sea level. There are two types of varieties suitable for long and short day conditions. In general, cool growing periods gives more yield than warm. Garlic should be planted early to promote vegetative growth under short day conditions and cool temperatures. Late planting affects vegetative growth adversely, resulting in lower yield. The critical day length for bulbing is 12 hours. Along with day length, temperature also affects bulbing. Exposure of dormant cloves or young plants to temperature of around 20 degrees centigrade or lower for 1 to 2 months depending upon varieties hastens subsequent bulbing. Plants that are not exposed to such conditions may fail to form bulbs. Since climatic conditions in an area varies from year to year, performance of a variety in a particular area is not alike every year. Too much exposure to low temperatures may cause initiation of cloves in the axils of leaves near the bulb surface, that is, further from bulb center than usual. During growing season, these cloves develop green tops which appear as lateral shoots to the fall system. Garlic requires medium black fertile belt-end loamy soil rich in humus with fairly good content of potash. The crop raised on sandy or loose soil doesn't grow well and the bulbs too are lighter in weight. In heavy soils, the bulbs produced are deformed and during harvesting. Many bulbs are broken and bruised. Such bulbs are not good for storage. Bulbs become discolored in poorly drained soils. The soils having pH of 6 to 7 are suitable for good crop. Highly alkaline and saline soils are not suitable for garlic cultivation. Varieties of garlic. The improved varieties of garlic are Godavari, Shweta, HG1, HG6, Pusa Selection 10, LCG 1 RAU 52, Agrifound White G41, Yamuna Safed and Yamuna Safed 2, G282 and Agrifound Parvati. All varieties except G282 and Agrifound Parvati are small cloved and have more than 20 to 30 cloves. G282 and Agrifound Parvati have bigger size bulbs with bigger cloves, fewer in number. G282 develops good bulbs in southern hills and northern plains. Agrifound Parvati is long day type and can be grown only in northern hills. Agrifound White, Yamuna Safed and Yamuna Safed 2 have been released for commercial cultivation. Propagation and planting material. Garlic is propagated by single clove. Bulbs produced in some varieties are also used as planting material. Tissue culture technique has also been developed to produce healthy garlic bulbs. Garlic, being a narrow space crop, is highly labor intensive, since in many areas labor rates have increased manifold. Broadcasting method or sowing in furrow is used, which doesn't give good yield of quality bulbs. This method is now very common in Gujarat. In Lahore and Spiti districts of Himachal Pradesh, bulbs are first sown in nursery, and after 1.5 months they are planted in main field at proper spacing. Three methods of garlic sowing are in practice: dibbling, furrow planting, and broadcasting. In dibbling, field is usually divided into small plots and convenient for irrigation. The close with growing and upwards are dibbled with hand about 5 to 7.5 centimeter deep. These are then covered with hand hoe. Cloves are dropped by hand in these furrows and covered with soil. In broadcasting, the cloves are scattered evenly with hand in well-labeled seed bed. They are then covered by harrowing. The field is divided in beds and channels for irrigation. Irrigation is given immediately after planting in all the methods. While planting, bigger size cloves are selected, which are on the outside of the bulbs. Long sandal cloves in the center should be discarded, since such cloves give poorly developed bulbs. About 500 kg of 8 to 10 mm diameter cloves are required to plant 1 hectare area. Cultivation aspects. First one is planting. Since excessively hot, cool and long days are not conducive for proper development, the crop is usually planted in winter and harvested when the summer season sets in. The time of planting differs from region to region. It should be planted from August to October in Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra, Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh, and from September to November in northern plains of India. In Gujarat, planting is done during October-November. March-April is proper time for planting in higher hills. It, however, can also be planted during September-October. In West Bengal and in Odisha, October-November is best time of planting. In Nilgiri Hills, it is planted early in May and October. The field is prepared well by ploughing 4 to 5 times. The ploughing should be shallow, as most of roots penetrate to a depth of not more than 8 to 10 centimeters. The planking should be done for proper leveling. The field is then divided into small plots and channels. The width of the beds should be such that intercultural operations are possible to be taken up by sitting on bunds. The length of the beds should be according to the level of the land. The planting is done at appropriate spacing depending upon the variety to enable the plants to develop the bulbs properly. The planting distance varies in different regions of India. In Punjab, Madhya Pradesh and other pockets, a spacing of 15 cm into 8 cm is recommended. A spacing of 10 cm into 7.5 cm is suitable in Haryana, and 15 cm into 10 cm is desirable for varieties with bigger bulbs and cloves. Too wide spacing results in thick-necked bulbs, whereas too close spacing causes more disease attack, particularly purple blotch. Manuring and fertilization. Garlic respond very well to organic manures. Therefore, apply farmyard manures at the rate of 50 tons per hectare at the time of field preparation. A dose of 100 kg nitrogen, 50 kg of phosphorus and 50 kg of K per hectare through chemical fertilizer is also recommended. Micronutrients are also effective in increasing the yield. Application of B 0.5 to 1 ppm is recommended for higher yield of garlic. Application of mixture of 75 kg NPK in ratio of 18 to 3 with 5 kg boron, zinc and molybdenum is ideal. Half of the nitrogen and full dose of P and K should be applied basally, and the remaining nitrogen should be applied 1 month after planting. After care, since garlic is closely planted crop, manual beating is tedious, expensive and often damages the plants. However, it is necessary to keep field weeds free. First beating is done 1 month after planting and second 1 month after first beating. Hoeing just before the formation of bulbs loosens the soil and helps in setting of bigger neck filled bulbs. The crop should not be weeded out or hoed at later stage, because this may damage the stem and impair the keeping quality of cloves already formed. Application of pendimethalin and oxidizine as pre-emergence are effective weedicides. Tribonellyl at 1.5 kg per hectare, nitrofen 2 kg per hectare, or bacillin at 2 to 2.5 kg per liters per hectare, diluted in 625 liters of water, may be sprayed 7 to 15 days after planting. Bacillin should be used 2 days before planting. Pendimethalin at the rate of 3.5 liters per hectare plus 1 hand beating 45 days after planting is recommended to control broadleaf weeds. Irrigation. First irrigation is given of just after planting. Later the crop is irrigated after every 10 to 15 days till the season warms up. At this stage, irrigation are required at 8 to 10 days interval. The optimum soil moisture for emergence is 80 to 100% of field capacity. There should be no scarcity of moisture during the growing season, otherwise bulb development is affected. For a high yield of good quality, 2 irrigations 20 mm during August-September and 3 irrigations during October-November are necessary if early planting is done. Harvesting and post-harvest management. Garlic becomes ready for harvesting when its tops turn yellowish or brownish, showing signs of drying up and bending over. The bulbs mature 130 to 180 days after planting, depending on cultivar. Soil and season. G282 is earliest maturing variety. Good quality bulbs could be stored for a longer period. Early harvesting results in poor quality bulbs, where losses due to dryness are more. Delayed harvesting results in splitting and sprouting in field itself. In India, harvesting is done manually by hand digger. In some regions where soil is loose, the plants are pulled out by hand, or pulling is done by loosening the soil with country plough. Bulbs are taken out along with their tops and windrowed, gathering several rows in each row. The yield of bulbs varies from 100 to 200 quintals per hectare depending upon variety and region. The longer the day length given to the variety, higher is the yield. About 25 to 50% losses take place if garlic is not stored properly. Its bulbs are windrowed in the field, covered with the tops for field curing. Curing is necessary to remove excess moisture and to allow the bulbs to become compact and go into dormant stage. It is done for about a week in the field to dry the bulbs thoroughly. Bulbs are also cured for 7 to 10 days in shade, either with tops or after cutting the tops, leaving 2.5 cm above the bulbs to avoid the sun injury. Curing in shade may be on floor having ventilation from bottom, or it can be on wire racks. After curing, the bulbs are run over a grader or graded manually. The thickened, splitted, injured, diseased, or bulbs with hollow lobes are sorted out. Size grading is done after sorting depending upon the demand of the market. After that, they are packed in open mesh jute packs. Usually 90 and 40 to 60 kg packs are used. Thoroughly cured garlic bulbs keep fairly well in ordinary well ventilated rooms. Garlic with dried tops are stored by hanging in well ventilated rooms. This is, however, not possible on a large scale because space requirement is more. Since garlic stores well for marketing under wide range of temperatures, controlled conditions, low temperatures storage is not necessary. Cloves sprout quickly at temperatures near 4.4 degrees centigrade. As such, prolonged storage in this temperature range should be avoided. Storage at 0.5 degrees centigrade appears satisfactory, but high humidity often accompanies the low temperature storage. Garlic stored at humidity higher than 70% at any temperature develops mold growth and starts root growth. Cold storage of garlic is possible at 0.5 to 2.2 degrees centigrade temperature and 60 to 70% relative humidity. Radiation with 6 kilo-rad of gamma rays from 60 cobalt source is also recommended for successful storage. The storage life of garlic is prolonged and loss in weight is reduced by spraying 3000 ppm mH on the crop before harvesting. Physiological disorder. Sprouting of bulbs in the field occurs at maturity, particularly when there are winter rains or excessive soil moisture and supply of nitrogen. This disorder is, however, not of permanent nature. It varies from variety to variety. Early planting also causes sprouting. Rubberization has been noticed in Nilgiri Hills of Tamil Nadu. The cause and possible remedies are being studied. Splitting is also noticed sometimes in some varieties, which is due to delayed harvesting or irrigation after long spell of drought. Thank you for patience hearing.